And now we move to our dystopia versus utopia scenarios with habits. Once upon a time, there was a woman named Sarah who lived in a world where everyone was expected to follow strict guidelines for their personal habits and systems. These guidelines were initially designed to promote health, sustainability, and prosperity, and they were enforced by a powerful government agency known as the Health and Sustainability Bureau. At first, Sarah was excited about the new guidelines. She started eating healthy organic foods and exercising regularly. She started biking to work instead of driving. She began using eco-friendly products in her home. And Sarah felt great and was proud to be doing her part to help the environment and the economy. However, as time went on, Sarah began to feel trapped by the guidelines. She was no longer allowed to eat the food she enjoyed, and she had to spend hours exercising every day just to meet the government's new and ever increasing, more strict health standards. She was also required to attend regular meetings with the Health and Sustainability Bureau to report on her progress and receive feedback on her habits and systems. Sarah soon realized that the government had complete control over her life. She was no longer free to make her own choices, and she felt like her personal values and desires were being ignored in favor of the government's agendas. She also noticed that many of her friends and family members were struggling with the same issues. As the years went by, Sarah watched as the world around her became more and more dystopian. People were no longer allowed to choose their own lifestyles. They were no longer allowed to choose their own clothes, what they wore, where they went, what they ate, what they did. And creativity and individuality were discouraged and all but eradicated. The environment was still suffering, despite the government's efforts to promote sustainability, and the economy was stagnant and controlled by a handful of powerful corporations. In the end, Sarah realized that the government's approach to enforcing healthy habits and systems had failed. By taking away people's freedom and forcing them to conform to a rigid and arbitrary set of guidelines, the government had created a society that was unhappy, unhealthy, and unsustainable. Sarah knew that if the world was ever going to improve, people needed to be allowed to make their own choices, to implement their own habits made of their own values, their own decisions, and their own conscience, and that it was up to every person to find their own path towards health, sustainability, prosperity, peace, and happiness.
And now let's look at the opposite. So once upon a time, there was a person named Jane who lived in a small town. One day, Jane decided to take control of her life and implement good habits and systems that would not only benefit her, but also a society, ecologically, and economy in the long run. Jane began by focusing on her personal health and well-being. She started eating healthy organic foods and made sure to exercise every day. She also started meditating, which helped her to reduce stress and improve her mental health. As Jane continued to prioritize her health, she realized that she was also contributing to the health of her community. She started supporting local farmers by buying their products, and she also started volunteering at the local community center to help others learn about healthy habits. Jane then turned her attention to the environment. She began using eco-friendly products and reducing her carbon footprint by biking or walking instead of driving. She also started a recycling program in her community and encouraged others to participate. Through her efforts, Jane noticed a positive impact on the economy. By supporting local farmers and businesses, she was able to boost the local economy and create jobs. She also saved money by using eco-friendly products and reducing her energy consumption. As time went on, Jane's habits and systems became contagious. Her friends and family started adopting similar practices, and soon the entire community was on board. The town became known for its healthy, eco-friendly lifestyle and attracted visitors from all over the world. Years went by and Jane realized that her small town had become a utopia. People were living longer, healthier lives, the environment was thriving, and the local economy was prosperous. All of this was possible because of her habits and systems that Jane had implemented so many years ago. In the end, Jane realized that the power to create a better world was in her hands. By taking small steps towards a healthier, more sustainable lifestyle, she was able to create a utopia for herself, her community, and the world at large.